Yeah, I better get that big dick video.
Right.
I'm getting the big dick video off.
I'm just leaving this to run now because I'm not stopping to start. I'm stopping starting. It's pissing me off.
Oh.
Shut the fuck up, man.
Stop it started.
Just shut up.
Just because.
Just because what?
Let's just.
Just because what?
Calm. Rein it in. Podcast mode.
We're in podcast. We're recording. He's gonna record us already.
Yoga bros, man.
And this what people want. Isn't this what you want?
They want to see us at each other's throats. The bastards.
Just in death. We may as well just freaking line up a UFC fight, innit? Let's get the cage.
Not another challenge.
Fuck
another. No one knows about the first one, but yeah.
You'll be the first person to fall out with somebody.
Who?
You.
I fall out with everybody every week.
You saw Germany. You're stubborn in
Ooh.
the top bunk.
Shots fired. What happened in Germany?
To watch boxing.
Mr. A, step to the mic and tell us about what happened in Germany. Come on, tell us the story, lad.
Let's get some food. No, it's alright. I'm starving though.
Okay, let me tell you this. let me tell you what happened.
Look how angry.
Okay.
His eyebrows are raised and every. Oh.
No. Listen. We was in Berlin. They went to some event. The African Festival.
No, but it all started. Did it start at the pub? Oh yeah.
It was fine. It was fine before that.
Festival, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, but it was
Berlin.
all fine before that. I said.
Passing through Berlin, check that out. It's pretty sick still.
And what are you plugging things?
Yeah, Daz, we're not getting paid for these plugs. We need to stop with the plugs.
Like yeah,
pink chicken.
we went. So
Go on with it. Go on.
we've had a long day. I just wanted to chill. So we've got back to the chalet thing, the little box. And Darren and Sean have gone to this little Jamaican thing. They've told me they'll be back at a certain time.
It was African.
What time was you supposed to be back? Let's say 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Just for
argument's sake, yeah.
They come back at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. This is I've been on my own since 2 p.m. I don't know where they are. Darren's never got his phone on. Sean, I haven't got his number. And they come in just laughing like.
Remember? Did you feel excluded? Did you feel left out?
No, because I chose to stay in the chalet thing.
Do you remember that?
Why were you mad then?
Because they told me they were going to be back at 6 o'clock, and I was hungry. I thought we was going for food,
and they expect it to be that good.
Yeah,
but you had your friend could have messaged me on Facebook.
I think we.
Pretty sure it showed. But do you remember that
time?
Do you remember that time you left?
How can you try hit a message someone?
Do you remember that time you left me on the beach in Thailand?
Yeah,
So I waited a long time. I'm patient when it comes to revenge. That's like 3 years.
How's everybody's week's been anyway? Like what you've been doing? What's everyone? Darren, what you done this week?
What we've done this week? I have. I'm looking at going on the move. I'm looking to change locations.
What are you looking at? Is that too much information?
Too much information, but you know.
Speaking to the blood clot, Mike.
What kind of change you looking at, Daz?
Just a bit. I want a bit of different scenery.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, you feel like same old.
Midlife crisis.
Midlife crisis. I've just bought a new sports car.
Changed your haircut.
Started wearing my cap backwards.
Started wearing shirts and jumpers.
Exactly.
What about you, Ricky?
It's still early in the week, man. It's only like on Wednesday.
Yeah, but we haven't done a podcast for
Monday to Wednesday.
We haven't done a podcast for like
over a week
now. So you know, okay. What you've done since the last one?
Me. No, you know.
Mysterious Ricky.
Chilling.
Just chilling. Yeah.
Mysterion.
Lewis, what about you?
Well, lads, I hate to tell you, but I conformed.
What do you mean?
No, I don't want to go on the podcast on this.
I started doing yoga.
Oh.
Okay.
I thought it was something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you do. Look at your face. Yoga, Danny. I started yoga.
Is this proper yoga or DDP?
Nah, you know what? I'm not going to lie and pretend like I've been doing hours. I've done little 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. But I've been trying to do it every morning.
How do you feel?
I feel better for it.
Really?
I feel more aware of my body.
How much better do you feel?
I realised how fucking weak I am.
Oh, that does prove. Yeah, that's
it's
definitely harder than it looks.
I realised how weak I was. I realised how inflexible I was. How badly beaten up my body is.
Yeah.
But now I'm enjoying it, man. Yeah. Apart from that, working, learning, being creative.
It makes you pay attention to things more as well, doesn't it?
You 100%.
Yeah, you start to focus in on what you're doing, and it.
Yeah. The way your body moves and even just sitting there.
Put your socks on better.
No, it doesn't help.
It really does make a difference in that.
It doesn't help. You can put your socks on standing up, man.
Oh, man.
And that's how you sell yoga. Want to put your socks on better?
And you sleep better.
Yeah.
What about you, Rich? What you been doing, bro?
You're not too bad.
Well,
you've had a busy one, really.
It's been emotional, man. I watched. It was the last episode of Dragonball Super, and it's just it's the end.
Is that
it's
the one
done.
with Pikachu?
Is that it? Is that the
Pika
end of
fucking
the
shit. Jesus.
Is that in the Dragon Ball then?
Wow. I think they're gonna do another season next.
So why are you so upset?
Because it felt like the end.
It
It's
never
one of
stops.
those. But you ever watched it?
It's like the Fast and Furious though. You
Fast.
think it's the
Don't
end.
you compare
You think
Fast
it's
and
the
Furious
end,
and
then another
Dragon
one
Ball
comes?
Z? What the? Really?
A part of your childhood died, didn't it, when that
So
ended?
upset, man.
Not died. I don't know. There was a part where Goku and Frieza,
The
Goku's
joint
arch
forces,
nemesis.
innit?
Yes,
I don't know
bro.
who these
Yeah.
people are. Keep talking.
Spoiler
Sounds
alert! Spoiler alert!
I ain't
For anyone
watched
that
it
hasn't
since
or got
Frieza.
that far.
Hold on, there was Frieza.
Bro, you ain't watched it
There's
since
Frieza.
90s, bro.
Did they
That's what I'm
find
saying,
Jesse
for
and Jane?
ages.
There was South. There was Boo.
which one's
I think
Frieza?
Boo Saga was the last one I actually watched.
Yeah, Boo. Was that the last one? The pig
Yeah, that was
Frieza?
Dragon Ball Z, and now they've
Yeah, yeah.
the last.
Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball.
No, just they've done Dragon Ball Super, and that started in 2014,
Yeah.
and now it's like the pinnacle. Just the tournament of power just finished. It was just amazing, man. And it's just.
Can we come off this for the adult listeners, please?
What do you mean? You go and see. That's just putting loads of other adults that watch Dragon Ball Z into like you're just calling everybody that watches
Well, I'm
anime
gonna,
little
because
bitches and kids.
The podcast needs more controversy, so I'm gonna do that. You know.
And it's not
Co-
on the agenda, Richard.
Fuck all of you that that don't like anime, don't like cartoons. If you don't like all that shit, you got
not
shit.
Cartoons, just Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon.
I watched Sterling Archer. That's a cartoon, isn't it?
See, this
On
is
Netflix.
What about the old Batmans with Mark Hamill as the Joker?
Oh man, is this where we're going? Is this where we go?
No, I just felt like you just singled out like a whole bunch of people, like saying like
I'm just
speak on it about what you
I'm
like.
playing devil's advocate. I'm just being controversial for the fun of it.
You ever been to Comic Con, Rich?
nah, I would love to go Comic Con.
Ain't it coming here?
It comes here
It
every
comes
year,
every
man.
year,
But yeah,
Where have you
NEC,
been yet?
just finding that time, man.
No, you're the guy that I expect to dress up and run around like a little girl, giggling, screaming,
Just ain't found the time yet,
hugging
man.
your suit.
And I got nobody to go with. Got no one to go with.
What do you mean?
I got a lot of boring friends.
Just holler at it.
You ain't going to Comic Con.
I'll go Comic Con.
You ain't going to Comic
Comic
Con
Con's good.
Why not? You haven't even asked me. How'd you know?
because I know you wouldn't go.
You haven't asked me though.
Don't give me.
You haven't said, Lewis, would you like to go Comic Con?
Would you like to go Comic Con?
Yeah, I'll come Comic Con.
Okay, done.
There you go then.
Done. Cool.
Rich, why are you so fiery today?
I'm not firing, man.
You are, man.
I'm not. I've just
Yeah.
been in. It's busy. I'm busy.
Oh,
It's been a
I'll tell you
busy
about
day.
the time when I got the Emperor out of Star Wars, got his autograph at Comic Con.
Did you?
Queued up right, for about an hour. Right, got my ticket. Queued up for an hour. Meet him, say, nice to meet you and that. And his name's Ian McDiarmid. Start signing it
The
towards
Emperor?
the edge. Yeah.
What?
He realises his fucking name doesn't fit on the fucking thing. Starts curving his name round. I paid 50 odd quid for this fucking... It's a fake autograph. He did it, but it looks fucking fake. That's a shout out to him.
That's
He
horrible,
fucked
that
it up.
is.
You
And
fucking
he actually said
twat.
shit. Half the way. So that's wrong. He goes, oh shit.
Yeah, but if you get him to verify it, it's one of a kind, isn't it?
Well, let's take photos either. The agents start getting involved in that.
So,
Billy
that's-
D. Williams, your agent's a fucking asshole as well.
Yeah, fuck.
Well, just to let you know, I took a quick selfie.
I'm swearing a lot. I'm swearing too much. I
Are
feel
you
like I s-
realising that now? You're listening
Yeah.
back to the podcast?
I listen to it back and I do swear a lot. So I apologise to anybody that I don't apologise.
Yeah, we need a PG label.
Fuck.
Why do you think people get offended by swearing?
Because they're losers.
I don't. It's just a word, isn't it?
Mm.
But it's been drilled into us that it's offensive and it's wrong.
Mm.
There's nothing else really to it. Like,
It's just how it's been used, isn't it? Like, yeah, it's just a word that's been used in a certain way, and then people just feel a certain way when it's been said.
when it's been said,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Emotion,
Yeah,
expressions.
it's, it's an emotion, isn't it? It's an emotion put into a word, like into a word.
So if you're feeling some kind of way, you're not allowed to express that you're feeling that way, innit?
Yeah, so we just swear.
To make people happy.
But I think it's more vocabulary now. Like, I don't know what to say, so I just say the F word or what.
Yeah, my mother used to tell me that swear words for people with
Yeah.
very low vocab.
Limited vocabulary.
Yeah.
Vocabulary.
Do you think sarcasm's the lowest form of wit, or?
I think it's brilliant.
I think it's good, man.
I think it's brilliant.
But then
Yeah, you can get creative with sarcasm.
100%.
Real creative.
But people
Yeah.
get. Don't you have you met people that are very like they don't get it? They just don't get sarcasm.
I get that every day at work.
Yeah, they think you're being serious.
Yeah,
oh, really?
all the time.
Yeah, and then you have to be like, you can't think I was being serious when that's.
And then you get angry. Like I get angry. I get angry. Like
I found myself overselling sarcasm just so they know it's sarcasm.
Yeah, you have to like make.
Yeah.
You have to say it in a certain way to be sarcastic. You have to say it in a certain way to make that person just, to let them know that you just, I'm just taking the piss. But like,
Maybe you should spend less time with those people.
yeah, well, that's what I've been doing lately.
But if you don't interact with them all the time, they're not gonna know your wits and mannerisms.
Yeah, you're
But
a
then
witty guy, man. You need to be around everyone.
Yeah, but I've met
Don't
people,
say
just
witty.
random people, and I can be very witty and very sarcastic, and they get it like that off the cut. But then there's other people that just don't get it. But again, they're not around people that are very
And
sarcastic.
not everyone's sarcastic, so
They're boring people.
I used to have someone say to
Controversy
me, "You'll never find a girlfriend because no one gets your sense of humour." So,
who said that?
thanks.
His
I
mum.
I can't name names.
Are you not disclosing?
I can't
Classified.
disclose. So if I tell you I can't disclose, then you know who it is. Still.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh, yeah.
Your sense of humour is weird, though.
Is it weird
Yeah, you
when you
just-
just been singing the big dick?
Big dicks playing basketball. Big dicks on the loose. Bouncing.
And then you're
No,
gonna
you
come come to me.
Just don't.
That's
Why?
ridiculous.
I d-
You're just gonna encourage them, innit?
No, but but it's
He's
true
not-
though.
what's
innit?
Nah,
that pissed everyone
Ah.
off
Yeah.
in the room?
Everyone's
We
weird.
are-
Everyone's got their own.
I
Everyone's
think-
weird in some sort of way.
I just think you lot are homophobic.
No, to be
Oh,
fair,
what?
lads, come on. We encourage people to be themselves, and then we stop him from
Mm.
being himself.
Why? I think you're homophobic
Why do you think that?
What do you
because
want?
for some reason you
Did
just
say that on the podcast?
you get all I'm gonna say that on the podcast. I'm gonna get them some heat right now. Why are you?
Not
why are
even
you so-
homophobic? Because like, even if you were singing like about big tits, I'd be like, Rich, calm, just calm. It's
Yeah,
like
to be
it's
fair.
unnecessary.
That's enough.
Why?
That's enough.
Why is it unnecessary?
Yeah, that's a good point. To be fair,
It's just unnecessary.
It is a
innit?
good point. I just when he dropped that,
Caught him off guard.
caught me off.
he just ruined all. Like I had a big,
Started panicking.
I had a big argument, and then he said that, and I was like, oh,
Shut it. That's
he,
in it
yeah,
coming.
shut down my whole.
What you had,
He
yeah?
shut down my whole.
What you had, yeah, trust me.
All right, I
Like
won't.
enough now.
I won't talk about no dicks no more. That's
No,
the last
be-
of my dicks.
Listen, be yourself. All right, we encourage you to be yourself, Rich.
It's all right.
No,
Yeah.
you
Got
upset.
shut
Technically,
down
the
still.
grammar of "I won't talk about no dicks" means that you will always talk about dicks.
Which is true, basically. But anyway, that's semantics.
Yeah,
There's a hidden message,
pedantism.
you gotta wait.
Semantics, man.
Anyway.
Anywho.
Anywho.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've got a point that I want to bring up. Well, it's not even a point.
Go on.
I wanted to bring it to the table today
Go on.
because
Is there a point everyone can jump
you'll
in
get
on?
it too,
Go on.
but then Darren, Rich, and Mr. A can also join in the discussion.
Because you might not get it.
No. They'll get it. They'll have an opinion on it.
Go on.
Everyone will have an opinion on this. Basically, yesterday I was given a letter to read, and it was from my daughter's school.
Yeah.
My daughter's in year 1,
Yeah.
and they've sent this letter back
Yeah.
to tell us that they will be discussing sex education with the children in year 1, which wasn't okay. I understand it. They're gonna talk about what's what, your private parts. I get that. I think that's brilliant because it teaches kids to know about their own bodies, what's private, and it prevents things like, I don't know, fucking paedophiles like taking advantage of children.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get that.
Okay.
Reading further on about the letter, they had all these different questions, and the one question that stood out to me was, what don't you like about being a boy or a girl? Which I kind of got, okay. But then my brain, being my brain, starts connecting loads of different things. And it just made me wonder what you guys thought about this whole gender fluid thing that's going on at the moment.
What?
Getting deep.
I think it's good that we've come to a point in time where people can openly discuss it and express themselves. However, there's got to be some, because we're still finding the line. You know what I mean? We're still finding a line, and then, but at the same time, gender fluid people may, I don't know. Do you know what? It's hard to say because people are only just coming out now, and we're only just opening up the discussion now.
Yeah, of being gender fluid, yeah.
Yeah.
But don't you think a lot of people just jumping on it?
What, to be alternative?
and then
Yeah.
to be alternative, and then you have the young kids that are seeing it, and they think they want to be gender fluid, or they think that's
Some people like playing the victim as well.
yeah.
But
Like
what?
to be offended. They like to be offended.
Mm-hmm.
There are people out there that seriously struggle with it, but I think
Yeah, I think the majority of people, it's I talk to people about all this gender stuff all the time, and it's I don't like there's kids they're getting put on hormones and all these mad drugs at these young ages,
Because they decide, like, say a boy
Because
decides that he wants to be a female at age 4.
and then this boy and then this say, okay, let's talk about a child at that age that wants to be a female. He gets to a certain age, or about 13, 14, then he gets on hormones because he still thinks he wants to do it.
Mm-hmm.
He goes through the whole process, and then when he gets to 30, even 40, there's people that come out that are saying, "I wish I never did it."
Oh yeah, I think I made a mistake.
Yeah,
you
they've
have to
U-turned.
Look back at your own lives. You look when you were 13 and think,
Yeah,
I was an
yeah.
idiot.
Yeah.
When I was 13, I did some
But
shit.
we've all had, yeah. I'm not saying there's people out there that, they actually, it is an actual thing, but we've got to. I think you've got to encourage this. You've got to encourage it, but then you got to. I don't know. There's a line, I feel, that you can't
I
cross.
feel you
And-
need to encourage, not even young children, like at that age. To me, that was caught me. Like, what do you like about being a boy? What don't you like? You know what I mean? But then, I forgot my point now. That's dead. Oh, where was I?
But
It's,
but it's like-
question, isn't it? What don't
Yeah,
you like? Why isn't
what-
it? What do you like?
What
Mm.
do you like? Like, there was no positive on it. It was what don't you like?
Yeah,
that's
And it's like, why are we encouraging children to already think, oh, what don't I like? But you've barely been a boy for 5 minutes. You've
Mhm.
barely been a girl for 5
Mhm.
minutes. Why are you trying to force that onto them from such an early age? And then it's like, you look at, you go onto a clothes website now, and then a lot of the times I've gone on clothes websites and the whole front page is just whole gender fluid stuff. It's like, all right, then I get it. I get the narrative and
we
that.
understand, yeah.
I understand it, but why are you trying to shove it in my face? You know what I mean?
And again, they'll argue with you, saying because they feel they've been oppressed. They feel they're not
Mhm.
involved as much. All that kind of
But
thing.
do you think these companies actually care about people being?
Oh,
gender
no, they're
fluid,
just
or is it
it's
for
a-
sales
Yeah.
to say, look at us, we agree, come give us your money. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
100%.
That's-
It's
yeah.
like the Caitlyn Jenner thing, and it like put Caitlyn Jenner on the front of a magazine, was selling millions. It's as simple as that, innit?
Yeah.
I don't. Do you know what? Is,
Why-
is there anything wrong? With
Why is
people-
Caitlyn Jenner? Why was she? I'll say she. Why was she the woman of the year?
Oh yeah, that's
What
yeah,
the-
that was
ridiculous.
bad. That was.
You know how
That's
many?
ridiculous.
There's a trans.
Think of all them single mums out there raising kids by themselves,
and she, because he was brave. She was brave enough to come out,
Mm.
because he and change his gender.
Mm.
So I don't.
It's
don't-
disrespectful to all the women that have done magnificent things
Yeah.
out
Yeah,
there.
it is.
But there's transgender people out there that they're in the army and stuff. There's a
Mhm.
transgender man in America. There's a transgender woman. There's a woman in America that used to be a man, and he was a Navy SEAL. He could have been a SEAL, or he was he was a SEAL or Marine. He was
Yeah,
one of them, and he was bit like a. Sean's laughing, but it's seriously, he was like a badass,
Yeah.
like a badass,
Mm.
and he changed like sex, but like why don't he get no airtime?
Because he ain't in the Kardashian family, and
Yeah.
it wouldn't sell as much.
To your original point, what if I was you, first of all, or if that was me and I got that letter, I'd be going into the school,
Damn right,
to be honest,
damn right.
and I'd say to the teacher, like, why the kids need to, why do they need to point out what they don't like about themselves? Like, what are you gonna gain from that? What are you trying to gauge from
And what
it?
they don't fully understand yet.
That's what I'm saying.
They don't
Yeah,
fully
yeah,
understand
yeah,
anything yet.
Yeah.
And then at that age, do you really need to teach them about sex education? I
Mm.
don't think you do. I think there's other things you can teach them about. Like, there's a song in it for kids, and it's like, it goes, "What's in your pants belongs only to you," in it.
Yeah.
If someone has to see it, tell them no. And if someone has to see what's in your pants, should tell an adult, innit?
Yeah.
So these are the kind of messages you should be enforcing to
100%.
kids. Do you get me?
100%
Not
agree with that.
what do you like about yourself? What don't you like about being a boy?
Yeah,
What don't
that
you
was
like being about a
that
girl?
was the one question specifically that got me, because like, all right,
Yeah.
educating them about their body parts, okay, then maybe it's a little, in my eyes, might be a little bit too early, but it's still a good thing to know about your body at the end of the day.
But why do you need to know about your body in school, in year 1? To what, you get me?
It's education.
But anything, as a kid, any education about your body surely gonna come from your parents, isn't it?
It's that old ideal though, where okay then, it's coming from your parents, but then if you've got the other children, everyone's together, you can express all them questions, because it's like, it's going to be difficult for some parents. I'd have no issue with it, and I'm sure no one in this room would probably have an issue with it, but there's some parents that don't want to have that conversation with their children.
I'd
So
have an issue.
What,
with it.
what the school should have done really
Yeah.
is, I was expecting, when I'm reading this letter, I'm
Yeah.
expecting a permission slip at the bottom. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
There was no permission slip. So it's all right. And yeah, I could ring the school and say, oh, I don't want her to take part in it, or
Yeah.
whatever. But me personally, at the start of reading the letter, I
Yeah.
thought, why am I getting this? She's in year 1.
Yeah.
By the time I got to the end of the letter, I was like, all right then, this is actually quite beneficial to her. And it wasn't until I seen that one question that was what raised all the points. Well, the whole
But
reason.
surely
I
as a
had this
kid,
question
you should be educating them about not talking to strangers and fucking reporting things if people touch them inappropriately.
Yeah,
innit? If a teacher's saying to, yeah, we're gonna teach your child about her body,
yeah,
like, why? Who are you? Your mum can do that. You don't need to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
You
It's
know what I'm
that,
saying?
it's
Who are
that
you?
I understand
simple.
that.
It's that simple.
Age 6 is age.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
Six
young.
is a bit
Yeah,
profound.
Yeah, it's young.
And then it's not like so you're gonna teach them about their body, but then on the flip side you say, oh, what don't you like about being a girl? And then
Yeah,
what kind
that's the downside
what
I was
answers do you think you're gonna
Yeah,
get?
yeah.
And then
yeah.
it's alright, a boy says, oh, I don't like whatever. Then what's the knock-on effect for that? We're gonna talk to his mum, talk to his dad.
Exactly.
Oh, Josh said he don't like
He
this
doesn't
about
like
being
this.
a boy.
Yeah.
Then what?
And then them boys are gonna start thinking like, oh well, I don't like this, I don't like that.
It's encouraging.
it's
Encouraging
encouraging
negative thinking.
Already,
Like,
yeah.
The whole,
There's nothing
yeah.
the whole
positive
thing
about
is
that
directed
question.
towards confusion.
Yeah.
And
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you-
ambiguity.
But it's with that transgender thing. Maybe it's trying to open that line.
That, I
innit?
think that's why that question, because I think it's trying to open.
Yeah.
That's what it
Don't
links
you
to
think
me.
there's a
They're trying to open that door for the transgender discussion to say, all right,
Yeah.
then it's okay to not like being a boy. If you want to be a girl, you can be a girl. But
Yeah.
then again, it's pushing that narrative straight away from such an early age. You're being
Yeah.
force fed it. It's because, all right, then a group of people think it's okay, or a group of people think it's wrong,
But-
whatever. The way I see it is, we don't look at frigging, I don't know, cats and dogs and say, all right, then that dog's transgender. That's that. The dog's got one type of genitalia, or it's got another. It's a male or female. That is it at the end of the day. That's the way I see it. That's the way I've been brought up. But I get, as you get older, you might feel you're in the wrong body or whatever. You know what I mean? I just don't think.
With all this thing like transgender and that, I just feel like each person's entitled to do what they want to do, and
Do what
like it's your body,
Yeah.
it's your life. So do what you're gonna do. But
Don't
why
force
do-
the narrative.
why do we all have to know?
Yeah, exactly.
and why
That's
are we-
Why can't you just do it?
And why are we not allowed? Like, we got
And it's like you're not allowed to oppose it. Like you're not allowed to be like, I'm against it. Like,
but it's not even that. You're not allowed to be like, you're not allowed to say, oh, it's weird to you.
yeah.
Like,
Because then
But
you're looked at as
To
the
give
bad
context to
guy.
the
Yeah,
argument,
I'm-
in some scenarios, some people can say it's weird. Like, yo, if I started walking around telling everyone I'm fucking Vietnamese, people are gonna be like,
it's fucking weird.
no, you're not, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they would. Like, if Ricky started to come to me every day going, Rich, I'm fully Vietnamese. I feel Vietnamese. I'll be like, Ricky, you're not though. Like,
Exactly. So what's the
You're not,
difference
bro.
with this?
That is
then?
the prime
So
example.
in
That's a
that
sick
context,
example.
why can't you say someone say, I feel like I'm a woman? I say, why can't you just be like, but you're not?
but you can feel
Yeah,
like it.
yeah.
We're not debating that.
Anything that in most feel comes from an emotional place.
Mhm.
Yes, yeah, your feet. Exactly. So you feel in that way, but physically you are not. This is
Yeah.
what I try and. That's my argument. Like, I'm not against it. Again, I'm not against it. Do what you're doing.
Yeah.
Be free. Be happy.
Yeah.
But
Just
don't
a man be happy.
just don't tell me you're not something when physically, and I can see that you are. I'm not, and I'm not going to keep pointing out that you are. But if you keep telling me that you're not, I'm going to have to point. I feel like I have to point out that you're not. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you keep telling me you're a
Yeah.
boy, but I can see that you're a girl, I'm going to call you a girl or a woman.
Yeah,
Or a woman.
That's where.
Sorry out there for everyone. I keep,
That's where.
women.
It's open up the discussion now again, and like you saying,
Yeah.
people, if you can say, that's not the case, you should be able to say, if, I don't know, one of our friends say, I'm thinking about, changing gender, becoming gender fluid. I'll be like, you should be allowed to say, I don't understand why. Can you explain that to me?
Yeah.
But you're not allowed to ask that
But
question.
then
just have to.
then there's people that say that they're not given a chance to answer that question either. To like you said, they feel like they're not given the chance or platform to say why they feel like this and what's going on in their head, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, do you know what? That's a good point though. I think that is a good
But
point.
it's a good point, but I don't believe that they are suppressed as much as
But they've
much
been
as
given a platform now.
but they apparently they're still
okay.
they're still
Engaged,
suppressed.
that's
So
why it's kinda
the feeling I get from this conversation is you feel like there's an agenda.
But
what is the so what is the achievement? What are people trying to achieve?
I don't
by
feel
this
like there's-
agenda being pushed on people.
I don't feel like
There's-
kind of is an agenda,
there
but
isn't-
I just see it like
there's not a purposeful agenda. It's everybody right now in the world. It's like everybody wants their issue to be the big issue.
yeah,
That's what it is. It's just you have the feminists out there, then you have the far right groups. They're far rights, the left, even the leftists, like they left people, far rights, transgender, bipolar, depressed people. Fucking,
Well, how come it's come to the fore?
where
to
everyone's
me-
just fighting for
Do you not think
the
these
top
things
issue.
go through
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
fashions?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
pretty
Like
much.
to me, it's like it's come to the forefront all of a sudden. Like
Yeah, it's a fashion.
Oh,
Yeah,
do
but
you
like
get what I'm saying?
it's been like massive. Like last
Yeah,
year,
there's been like a big
halfway through the
influx
last
of
year,
it.
it's been like
Yeah.
an explosion. You know what I mean?
It's been growing for the last about 3 years when
Yeah,
I've been
yeah.
following it, and it's come to a head now.
Every
Yeah.
year you have a fashion at the moment. Like there's been plastic, for instance, there's been plastic in the seas for years. This year is the year of plastic in the sea.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's been happening for years. Now the government wants to kind of.
But that's because it's got to. But I feel like that has got to a point though where it's got really bad.
what as
The plastic thing,
Yeah,
like they've seen it happening, and they
Plastic-
could have stopped it years
How
ago.
backwards are we? We've been to Germany and we
Mm.
got told about
Oh.
recycling glass
And they-
the homeless collect
Yeah,
bottles.
yeah.
and put-
yeah.
It's old. everywhere's ahead of us.
Yeah,
Turkey.
why
Turkey's
aren't
ahead
we
of us.
getting behind? Why are we not getting behind it? I suppose is the point that
Getting behind what?
just like really, like being environmentally conscious.
We've gone from transgender to
What's-
environment.
What's that thing that they've just brought
Natural
in?
flow of the convoy.
Like,
Yeah.
Obviously, it's to do with this. With
Go
the
on.
bottles now, they're on about putting
So you get
a charge
you get
on the
paid
bottles.
to give
But
back
fuck
your
the
bottles
charge.
back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they put on a charge though, innit? And then you give it. When you give the bottle back, you get your money back.
Oh
No,
yeah,
I
that's
thought
the
that
It's
was
not
yeah
even
yeah
getting
yeah
paid
yeah.
for it.
Why
So
don't you
some
have
people get paid
recycling
for it.
weekly? What was it every 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Recycle weekly.
Why shouldn't just recycling be at the forefront?
But
Like
can you recycle plastic though?
certain plastics.
So-
And it's
Again, why
Ain't it
is
something like all plastic that has ever been made is still in existence?
yeah,
you can't get rid of
you
plastic?
can't
No.
it's not degradable.
So eventually it's gonna
Like why did we go from glass to plastic?
cheaper, I'm assuming.
Yeah. It's all so everything that's bad for the planet we use
Yeah.
because it's cheaper.
Driven by-
What the
driven
fuck?
by money.
So we choose to just because it's cheaper, we choose to like just make our whole environment like a
Yeah.
mess just because it's cheaper.
The people that are doing it are gonna go off profit in it, supply and demand in it. So
Yeah, they don't care. They're not
They
gonna-
But
Right.
again,
they're caring for the environment's taking a second step in it.
but people need to be. I think you know how people keep blaming the big corporations and these big companies and telling them to start changing the way they do things and like telling them to reduce their plastic.
Yeah.
I think people need to educate themselves and start taking what do you say when you take it to yourself? I can't get the word out right now.
Ownership.
You need
Own
to,
own it yourself.
yeah,
You've got to
you
take
need you
ownership
need to
and
be the change that you want to see.
yeah. So like with me, I've started to collect glass jars
Yeah.
and I'm using glass a lot more.
Mhm.
Like just stuff like that, so I can, I'm not saying I still buy things in plastic, and it's sometimes hard not to. But like I've seen on the news and stuff, I don't watch the news much, but when you do see the news and they talk about plastic, they're putting apples in a plastic bag. What the fuck are apples in a plastic bag?
You go to the market.
And
they'll give you a paper
bananas-
bag. They'll give you
Bananas
a
don't
paper
even
bag.
eat the skin. So what's the plastic protecting? The plastic isn't even protecting it from being damaged because it can get damaged in the plastic. So what's going through? I don't understand the logic in it. What's the logic?
It's that baby society.
But then there's it's marketing again. People will only buy the. I only buy
packaged.
Yeah, packaged. They think it's
Packaged.
cleaner, looks better, blah blah blah.
Down to eggs.
Yeah.
I know people that like. My dad's got chickens and
Oh, yeah, I've got
my
shit all over
go
them.
to,
and that.
yeah, go
I love
to
it.
my dad's. I get eggs from my dad's, but certain people they won't touch them unless they're from the supermarket.
It's mad.
That's so backwards. It's unbelievable.
Most
mate.
backwards society. It's mad. It's mad. And then
But
I've
you
been
still have got to look at the corporations.
But
'cause
that's
No,
pretty
look how much food they throw away.
Oh no, I know that. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Tons of food. Look how
They're
many.
not all to blame though.
They're not. But who's throwing the food away?
Them because there's too many people there's people that are buying loads of food. You know how much waste we throw away as well.
Yeah.
All the stuff we buy and just waste. It's the same, man. I think we both got.
But that's a knock-on effect. But what you're wasting, in comparison to what they're wasting, is not the same.
But if we're not buying that waste,
it
if
is
the
the
stuff,
same. If
Bruv,
you're collectively
bruv.
wasting, it's probably worse than what the corporations are wasting. Oh shit!
but if you're like
Yeah.
the stuff we're wasting is the
But
stuff they keep.
with corporations, yeah. If you know you're gonna throw food away, yeah, food that there's nothing wrong with, you could. If you want to talk
Could
about,
donate.
you're talking about recycling. You can make a humanitarian approach in it. There's
Yeah,
people
yeah.
starving. There's people below the bread
Mhm.
line. There's people going to
Mhm.
food banks.
Mhm.
There's fucking
Which is a myth,
people
by the
that
way.
are-
It's not that bad, apparently.
Yeah, there's people that are homeless in it. So
Mhm.
why can't you make like refuge boxes and
there
that?
are a
Where
few-
You're gonna send it here. You're gonna send it there.
Mm.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. But there
It's-
are
it's
companies
not-
out there like Pret. You know Pret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They like
Pret,
everything they have left over goes to like a homeless or charity and stuff. Like they send it to a charity and that. So there's companies out there. There are
How many
companies out
times?
there.
Yeah, but how many times have you yourselves
Go on.
had food left over?
Yeah,
had
and
it
then
to
gone out
waste
and
just threw it in the bin and
Yeah.
that, when you
But it's what you
And
do with your
I do
life
it all
as
the
well,
time.
though, innit? If you've thrown food away, but you've made conscious effort, like if you've seen a homeless person to try and help, then it's equilibrium, innit?
yeah, I don't get what you're saying. What at the weekend,
Go on.
like Liam, you
Yeah.
know Liam Blackwood, and
Yeah.
he was at a christening, and
Mm.
obviously you got the big spread of food.
Oh, I seen it. Yeah, I seen.
And obviously, all that party food, more time it goes to waste, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And you just think nothing of it.
Yeah.
But he's like, nah, you don't throw that away. I know there's homeless people. I'm gonna
Yeah.
take the box, this big box of leftovers.
Mm.
I'm gonna take it and give it to them homeless people.
Yeah.
And he was like, I weren't gonna share it. I said, you should share it, because when I seen that, I was a bit ashamed of myself, because when I'm at them functions, I don't even think of that. That thought does not even cross.
Yeah, well,
my
you don't
mind.
have to be. I don't think you have to be guilty. Like feel guilty.
Nah.
Why?
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's
Because
important
I
for
think- I
people
feel-
to share those kind of things, because
Yeah.
it makes people
You
conscious.
shouldn't feel guilty though.
About what though?
Like
About wasting
like he,
food.
yeah, because he didn't.
Why?
It's not. He wasn't consciously thinking of it at the time. But when he's
No, but he
when
said
he's-
he felt guilty. You was making as a you sound like a general statement.
no, I meant
something.
about Darren. I meant why did he shouldn't feel guilty like about that. Like,
because that shows me how narrow, not even narrow-minded, it's
Yeah.
something that I believe in,
Yeah.
and I'm not even acting on it.
Mm.
So
If he's a
So it was a
humane
good thing.
person, he's gonna feel guilty.
yeah, it was
Yeah,
good.
nah,
It was
see, I'm not-
outside of
Yeah,
his
but-
own bubble, he's thinking of others.
yeah, but I'm talking about he said that as he thought he was a bad person. He's not a bad person.
That doesn't make you a bad person.
Exactly, but the way he said it, he felt guilty. He felt bad.
I think
Don't you
mis-
feel
I think
bad? But
you
he's not a
misread
bad.
me. I think you're missing.
Yeah, obviously you're gonna misread people, but I'm just saying, like, you don't have to feel bad. You learn from it, and then from that bad feeling you got from it, now you can.
Yeah, that's how the change
Yeah, this-
starts, doesn't it?
exactly,
You
yeah.
feel you feel a certain way, and then you don't want to feel that
Mhm.
way again, and that's how we learn. We don't learn logically. We learn through.
But then people are
emotions.
what they call it, shamed, aren't they? Shamed for stuff like that.
Oh yeah, then you got
Yeah,
the,
people
the
that are gonna
lefties that are gonna throw it in your face.
Yeah,
and say,
this is what I was trying to get. That's what I was trying to get at. Like you get shamed, like you would just be shamed for it. I don't feel like that's the right way to get people to change their minds or sway their decisions. You start forcing things upon them and making them feel like shit. Like with the vegan thing, if a vegan keeps telling me I'm a piece of shit, I'm a vegetarian now, but even vegans talk to me like they'll say, "You're a piece of shit for eating eggs." You know what I mean? I can't eat eggs. I'm a piece of shit.
Do you hate animals?
I don't hate animals, no. But if they're gonna keep forcing, I'm just like, fuck. Who are you talking to?
Yeah, I
like,
think
who do you
as
think
long
you
as
are
it's-
to talk
as
to
long
me?
as like they're ethically,
Mm-hmm.
like everything's ethical.
Yeah,
Like,
like I just
the
said to
eggs or
Lewis,
the
I get
milk,
my
yeah.
eggs. We get most of the time. Well, we're trying to get our eggs more from people that have got their own.
Organic sources.
No,
What's
no,
gonna-
yeah,
what's
from
gonna-
that got their
From
own.
farmers and
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah, man,
Farmers
from their
farmers
own-
What's
and
going to
shit.
happen to the eggs anyway?
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
not-
that's a natural
they're not-
process,
Don't-
isn't it?
they're
Yeah, yeah.
they're not
Oh, don't tell that to a
fertilised,
don't tell that to a vegan. Fuck, yo.
Yeah, but it's more the conditions rather than just the egg itself,
Yeah.
innit?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
conditions
Yeah.
that the chickens are
Yeah,
living in,
yeah. But there's arguments out there where even if I had my own pet chickens,
Yeah,
I still can't eat their eggs.
but that's more of a like natural
What can you do
occurrence,
with
isn't
eggs?
it? Well, it's a natural occurrence anyway, but it's more the
Yeah.
chicken's got free reign
Yeah.
to do what it wants rather
They're
than.
going to lay eggs
But-
regardless.
But
Yeah, that's
still,
right.
but regardless to that,
Yeah, that
yeah.
was like kind of like to me it was a grey area. Like I was thinking, what if you have hens in your garden that's free roaming and they lay eggs? You can't.
I
eat
think
those.
I think that's vegan as ever. But it's not.
Like, why can't you do
To
that?
some vegans, it's
Obviously, I
not.
understand if they're being enclosed.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Close
But if they've
proximity
got
and
run of
shit
the
and living
garden and just
conditions that
running
they're in
about and
Yeah.
you know they've got no, they do what they want in it.
Mm.
There's still people out there that think eggs are fetuses.
Yeah, they're actually yeah.
Yeah.
So I only found out like 2 years ago
That they're not fetuses.
yeah. I thought they
I
were
don't.
like- you know when you say people egg and flour, you're like, oh no, they're just like baby chicken.
Yeah, I know one guy that used to refer to
What are you
eggs as
doing,
chicken
mate?
periods.
But then apparently, the hens that lay the eggs as well are distressed when the eggs have gone missing.
When they
Yeah.
go missing. Oh.
But no.
I'm not
No.
distressed, I'm full.
Eh?
I said I'm not distressed, I'm full.
What do you mean?
I'm full any when the eggs go missing.
Oh, 'cause he's been eating the eggs.
Ah,
Oh, hold on, hold on.
joke of the
Easter.
week.
If you eat eggs, though, aren't you like an ovotarian, not a vegetarian? There's different ones, isn't it? Like if you eat fish, you're a pescatarian.
Yeah.
If you eat just veg, you're a vegetarian. I'm sure
Mhm.
if you eat eggs, you're like an ovotarian.
Well, most-
There's other ones as well.
But
I
that's
suppose so because it's still an animal product, isn't it?
But then
Yeah.
you're getting back into labels again, aren't you? And it's
Yeah.
kind of where everything. This is where everything gets
Yeah.
messed up. It's like the whole agenda thing.
Yeah, I don't
It's
eat
the-
flesh. That's it. I don't eat
Yeah,
animal
Eat what
flesh.
you want to
Yeah,
eat,
yeah.
people, whatever makes you happy,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
makes
yeah,
you feel
yeah.
comfortable. You don't have to put a label on it.
Yeah, but if
Unless
you do eat
unless
animals,
really want to.
if you do eat animals, you're evil.
Carnivore.
Evil.
It's cruel,
Carnivore.
man.
It's
It's
cruel, man. Look at
man.
these poor animals, man. And these small little closures and that. Lewis, man, what the bomb clot?
That
He's
wasn't me.
moving the blood clot
That
mic
wasn't
and
me
that.
that time. fam.
Sorry, people. I got a little bit black, man. Oh, I am black. Joking, I'm joking. making Sean uncomfortable. He's got all red.
Oh man.
It's just hot in it.
Conform, Rich, conform.
Oh,
I'm
fuck it
gonna
up.
tell Black Dog.
Eh?
I'm gonna tell Black Dog to come beat you up.
Who's Black Dog?
What you mean? Kev?
Nah, don't bring my dad up on it.
Oh,
Dad,
man, no Kev.
I didn't tell him that.
Man like
I didn't tell him your name's Black Dog. Oh.
Black Dog and a little bit Black Dog.
But like, I think after even from what we've just spoke about, from all the way from the transgender thing, all the way up until just talk about eggs, like if say there was a million people that listened to that conversation, there's gonna be like a massive percentage that are gonna be outraged.
That's
And one-
exactly why I brought it up.
Yeah,
I
no,
want outrage.
yeah, but
I
what?
want controversy. I want people to get at us
But-
and fucking tell us what they're thinking. Innit? I want views, man.
Yeah, no, that's not. There's nothing wrong with that.
Not views as in like, oh yeah, I want views. I want people to see this. No, I'm talking about I want opinions.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, views,
okay.
that
I want to
kind of-
spark
That's not a problem.
conversations. you
That's
know?
not a problem. I'm talking about there's people that just.
So let's stop skating around issue. What's your opinion on it?
Yeah, man. Stop being.
How do you
stop
mean?
being
What's
nice.
your view on it?
On what?
Transgenderism.
Don't really give a shit. Like literally don't care.
Neutral.
But I'm not even neutral. Just don't care. Like
It's gender
just
neutral.
don't come up to me and tell me I'm a bad person because I don't understand.
Yeah.
I just don't care. Do what you're doing, but
What-
just don't force me to understand. I do what you're doing. I don't really care.
What's
Yeah,
your
just
view
do
on
it.
it, Lewis?
So when you had gay marriage come in,
Mhm.
people were outraged that like a vicar could turn them away.
Yeah.
if you're gay, surely you don't agree with the Bible anyway. what the
Exactly.
Bible's
Yeah.
teachings are.
I've always said I've never
Same.
understood why people want, like, say, homosexual
Mhm.
couples want a Christian, the traditional Christian marriage. Why would you want to be? Why would you want?
You wouldn't be gay and
Why
go
would
to
you
a
be
mosque.
for that?
Can you marry me?
Yeah, but they're still a religious,
You
aren't
wouldn't
they?
ask any
Yeah, but you still got that
It's still-
argument
that's
that
their
God
beliefs.
accepts everyone for
Yeah.
who they are.
Because so those,
But being
even though-
gay,
even
like
though-
being gay, is not a part of Christianity. It's not
No,
part
it's
of
not
any
part of it.
religion.
But love is. People will argue that
Yeah,
love is
they-
part
yeah,
of Christianity.
they flip the two.
I'm just playing devil's advocate. Like I'm in the same boat as
Supposed
you
to
guys.
love
Like,
thy
yeah,
neighbour.
if it's not in the Bible, you
Yeah.
man live by the Bible, but it's not in the Bible, so you can't expect to have a traditional Christian marriage.
Can you
But then
get
people
married
will
if you're
argue
gay, or
that.
is it civil partnership?
It's
Civil
just-
partnership.
It's, it's the choice. I think it's the choice of the. It's still the choice of the vicar. He
It-
can
yeah.
He can marry you, but he can also say.
But why can he turn it down in the name of what? It's going to be in the name
In the
of
ma-
religion, and
yeah,
everything,
yeah, yeah.
because it's not part of it.
But then it comes down to that particular vicar's belief, innit?
Yeah,
That's all.
yeah.
Well, knowing how we are, I hate to just completely take the legs from this. Knowing how
Go
we
on.
are, maybe it's the generational thing.
Yeah.
We're not really that bothered, man. Like, you want to get married and to do
That's
your
fine.
thing,
Yeah,
man.
be
It's
happy,
fine.
man.
Honestly, it's not. It's really not a big thing. Just be happy, man.
But that's where I stand on the transgender thing. It's like whatever makes you happy. And at the end of the day, I come from my background and the way that I grew up, male and female.
Yeah.
That's what you are, you know. But from
Yeah.
seeing people and the way they are, whatever makes you happy. That's all you can do at the end of the day. You got
Oh,
one
s-
life. Why are you going to distress yourself and being like, I'm a man, but I feel like a woman. You want to go out and be a woman, be a woman. You want to go out and be a man, go and be a man. It doesn't affect my day-to-day life. You know what I mean?
But again, like I said, it's the culture now where people just want their issue to be the big issue.
Attention.
Again, it's just tribal thing.
Well, last
Always
year,
comes back to tribes, innit?
The past 2
That's
years,
true.
you've had feminism, haven't you? You've had a female Ghostbusters.
You
You've had
hated that thing.
Yeah,
Female
yeah, yeah,
Ghostbusters.
Why would you need to just have a new film for women if you're going to do that? Why has it got to be the female version of the Ghostbusters? Why has it got to be that?
And then you're not allowed to have an opinion on it because you're a man.
Oh, you can't be a masculinist. Is that the
And
thing?
even if
You're a misogynist.
fucking hell, you
I
know,
always
these
say
smite thing. Every time it moves.
I always believe in female equality, but feminism wants to go that little bit further. It's like is equality. So should you pay if you take a woman on a first date? Should you split the bill? Because that's equality.
Yeah, 100%.
But how many women would agree or go, no, you should be a gentleman? Well,
But the moment you say something remotely suppressive to them,
yes.
it's an outcry.
It's
Dangerous topic.
Yeah, it is a dangerous.
It's dangerous,
made
but-
a dangerous topic. I believe in
Chivalry's
equality.
dead.
But you shouldn't be scared to speak about it. I don't.
Why?
Why should we be scared to speak about it?
But at the same time,
Why are people?
right,
No, but why are people like? You'll be out and about now, and
Yeah.
you'll say something. You go, oh shit. You look behind you. You don't know. Like you can't say certain things. Or if like I've been with Darren sometimes, and I'll say something, then I'll go, oh shit, and I'll whisper to him what I was gonna say because I'm.
That just reminded me of a fucking hilarious story, but I don't know if I can say it on there.
Yeah.
But does that tie into a lot of people's view now that their free speech is being suppressed?
100%.
Yeah.
Even your thoughts are being suppressed. That's what it's coming down to. It starts
Like you
with
can't
the speech.
give you a real opinion on anything.
Yeah.
Do you
and
feel
then,
like-
then your thoughts are next?
You feel like
Yeah.
you've been given the power of freedom of speech, but then they're telling you can't use it.
No, it's this lip service. So the idea of freedom of speech is that's out there. If you
The
know,
illusion
on
of it.
paper you're allowed to have it, but in reality
You
Te-
can't.
it's a lot more
Technically-
grey.
Technically, you're giving it. We got way more platforms now. You got Facebook, Instagram, whatever. You can write whatever you want on there. People might disagree with you, but you've still got freedom of speech. It's down to you whether you feel like you can't say this.
Yeah,
and
that-
You say
can't
that though, but then people are banned from Twitter.
Yeah, like the black
Yeah.
activists, the
yeah.
Facebook
Yeah.
shut down black activists, didn't they?
It's
But
not
then
just black activists. They shut down.
there's another line. Then there's free speech and there's hate speech.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, hate speech, man. Is
Shut them down.
No, yeah, there is hate speech, but
So you
Yeah,
can
it's
be
not-
free
that's
to
what we
say
discussed.
what you want. If you're directing hate to someone based on religion,
mm,
Yeah.
Yeah,
gender,
if you come up with some facts
Yeah.
to support
Yeah, if
support
you-
you,
if
I get that.
Mm.
But even
If you're just saying,
But if
things
it's just
which are-
like, yeah,
Yeah.
or look, I don't want to say it.
even hate speech is
Yeah.
you should be able to freedom of speech, isn't it? Like, freedom of speech, it should be the freedom to
No,
speak.
but if it's hateful, there's a person on the receiving end.
Mhm.
Do you get what I'm
it
saying?
becomes
But it's
abuse,
still
doesn't it?
freedom,
Yeah,
innit?
yeah.
It becomes verbal.
Even if it's abuse, it's just if you're being told you've got free speech. If someone said to you, there's a jar full of sweets there, they're free, take them. You're not going to put money down after, are you? When you take
Yeah,
them, it's
but
freedom.
there's a
of
limit
speech.
though.
Yeah, there's a
It's free
difference
speech with a
between
limit.
voicing your opinion and abusing someone.
Yeah.
There's a big difference.
Me and
Yeah.
Darren, we were talking about this on the way. We were talking about why can black people say was it acceptable to use the N word? Was it sometimes not? Was it not acceptable for white people?
Well, let's give you
And
the
then we spoke about context, didn't we?
Yeah,
It's in
it
context.
all started with Hulk Hogan, as all good conversations do. And basically, the arms that fell off Rudgy's Hulk Hogan figurine, innit?
Oh,
And I was
yeah.
like, good.
Mate, it's my
Good.
first one. My first figure. You can't punch anymore.
It's been a
Just
long
left
time though,
handed.
Rudge. You're 40 years old now, lad.
Uh,
40 years old.
But
But yeah, go on.
Yeah, I'll say that there was an issue with Hulk Hogan.
When you said the
I'm
M
not
word,
gonna say anything. I don't want Terry Bollea to come after me and sue me, but like,
Yeah, he
he
sued
said the
everyone.
N-word. Yeah.
he's gonna sue us.
I guess I'm he's a follower, but
Just
Yeah.
say a certain blonde
I
man,
think like
a muscly blonde man in America.
for instance, right, Samuel L. Jackson was in Coach Carter, and he's
Yeah.
having a go at kids for using the N word.
hmm
This, that, and the. He goes over the history.
Yeah.
Then you flick the switch. He's in Pulp Fiction. He's using it every 5 minutes.
Mm.
It's in context sometimes. Is it acceptable to use it?
It's never acceptable. That's
Never.
what I've come to believe. I've
It's
used it.
Never.
I've used it in the past, but the more I've
No,
learnt
no,
about the word,
acceptable what from black towards black?
to
What do
anybody
you wanna
saying it,
know?
I find
Everyone's got
in
Everyone's
music,
got a
it's like a
different view.
lazy word sometimes.
Yeah.
I find it's just
I
to
think-
feel a bit.
I think
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
one of them words that only holds power if you give it power. That's the way I view it. I use it all the time, but I don't use it as a way to like put someone down or lift someone up. I just use it because I feel like the power's gone out of it.
but
that's
if
me.
you use it like that, can a white person use it like that?
No.
Fam,
No.
do you know how many times, you be out in a club, a song will be playing, and you won't hear the white person next to you screaming nigger while they're singing the song.
Yeah, I always said that when they're listening to the song in their car and they're on their
singing it.
ones,
They're singing it.
or they're
don't-
blanking it
you-
out.
You're giving it power. They're
So
not there. They're not there
it's
looking
kind of-
around driving and that like nigger. You know what I mean?
It's like
The
that
more-
white, it's like that white chick scene.
Yeah,
innit?
exactly.
The
Innit?
more people
Nobody's
use it in
around.
songs
Yeah.
and shit, yeah, the more people are gonna see it, innit?
Exactly.
Whether they say it to your face or not. But in terms of the word itself, it all comes down to your view on it. Some people are gonna see it as, if you take ownership of it, it's yours and you can use it as a term as in dim in it. But then other people are gonna say, nah, it's what comes with the word and the history behind the word, which
Yeah,
is
yeah,
why you
yeah,
shouldn't use it. So it just depends on
It depends
which
on
side of the
person.
fence you're on.
I know people that have turned around and been like, they've like white people that have said it in front of me and been like, it's okay, so and so said I can say it.
Nah, they could never say in front of
Another
me.
black
still.
person, you know what I mean? I'm like,
Never.
nah,
Nah.
sick.
Bro, you're
Alright.
mad.
Your teeth shaking right.
You can't be saying
Fuming.
that. Nah.
Fuming.
Nah.
I've been given a pass.
Mm.
It's okay.
Yeah,
It's-
I've
it
got-
is
you don't
context,
get
innit?
no pass.
Pass,
Mm.
fucking
It is
pass.
context though, and it's
Oh,
like
it is.
you talk about people singing along to the lyrics in the club. That ain't the fans' fault. The fans and the music. That's
No,
the
it's
artists.
the artist's fault.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
So-
yeah.
They're
ain't gonna
blurring
put
the
that on
lines even more.
Exactly. But you know, from a logical standpoint,
But-
I'd say
Yeah,
word,
sorry.
it's just a word,
Yeah.
and you know we shouldn't give it too much
Don't
power.
give it power.
But then,
But on the same
yeah.
time, but at the same point, when
Right.
someone called it me when I was a teenager, I think I was like 17. I was on holiday, and that was one of the most painful experiences of my life, man. Just from that word, man.
Mm. Remember
And
when we
and
got
it's-
we got called it as well.
Do you know how many times
On the
I've
bus.
recorded it? Fam, do you know
Me
how
and
many times?
me and Junior one time we got caught like we got on
By
we-
the bus driver.
And when you
we
bu-
got
when
caught
you
with
by
we got caught with a
yourself as
fake
well.
bus pat and he called us dumb pair of niggers.
Mm.
Just caught like it was normal.
Exactly. You know,
Yeah.
we can always say, "Oh, yeah, it's just a word." Bat it off, but it does make you feel some kind of way, man. It really does. So
No, it does. These two made me. Well, made me. They rang me. I stood in front of the bus.
Yeah, stop the bus.
Stopped
Waited
the
for me
bus
and June to get up there.
stood in it, they come and just kicked
But
off.
then, like you said about the artist, that artist isn't educated on it either.
Yeah, no,
Like
of
these
course,
these
man,
artists are
let
young,
the
so
young-
But
they're just blaring out that word all the time. Like it's,
people know the history of the word and they still use it.
Yeah.
what do you think? All these some of these young
Now, there's
black
a lot of older people that know the word, but they still
Yeah,
use
yeah,
it. But
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. It depends on your view on the word.
Yeah, yeah.
So my personal view is, I don't use it because of the history that comes with it.
Mhm.
Do you get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
then I wouldn't enforce that. Not enforce. I wouldn't use that to my friends. I say, yeah, you get me?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Because
what you
I
would-
see it as out of all
All
the words
you can
that
use.
you could have used,
Mm.
why have we used
Use
that one? I
a
coulda
word
called
that
my
was
friends-
made not by us.
Exactly.
Why would
I could have called my friends king. I could say I'd rather use fam.
Yeah.
Now I
bro.
call it you
Brother.
all the time,
That's more of a
innit?
Blood-
family
blood.
endearment. Do you get what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Do you know how many times I've turned around and said nigger to these two?
Bro,
And
you can't say
they
that.
start
to me.
kicking off at me.
Yeah, bro, like, bro, don't.
So I have to educate him.
I don't like it, but there's man we can
No,
say
I
it
know
to.
the history
and it's
behind
fine,
it. Yeah,
innit?
of course. Yeah, I know the history
but
behind it.
They see it
I
as they've
just-
taken control of the word. Like say you're white in it, so they'll see it as we've taken control of the word. We can use it, but you can't use it. So
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying?
I get that. Yeah, I
And
get
what-
that.
But
I
what
get
you're
that.
saying, OTs, and it's taking it off the table completely, and let's
Yeah.
just take that
Mm.
option off the table.
Yeah, yeah.
You
yeah.
take to me.
Well, use
what-
a positive
I
word.
understand it.
Yeah.
I understand it.
Why don't you use a positive word instead?
Yeah,
I
of course.
understand
And I think the only reason it's getting used so much still is because it's in the consciousness of everybody. Because don't get it twisted, man. Musicians are really influential on how people act and how they
it.
think.
Massively.
So like it's crazy.
We're the only culture that drop like that word as well. Really, like you
Yeah,
have
so
like the
if it's
like
stuck-
Chinese artists and
Yeah, no
like
other-
Asian. They don't like slander them their own. Like
Mm.
you know what I mean. I'm not saying we're slandering ourselves. I'm
Nah,
not trying to
but
say
you see
that.
now, like I don't know, because obviously I got Asian. Like,
Yeah, I've-
Asian is just a broad term, innit?
Yeah,
yeah.
Man call each other Aki or not, innit?
No, I know all that. Yeah, I get that. But I'm
You
talking
know what
about
I'm
in the
saying?
mainstream, like Darren's saying.
Yeah.
Like in the mainstream, I'm not really hearing other like. I don't
I
know.
always remember a caller's point in it
Mm.
about the word is like you can make a song, and in that song you can talk about killing niggas 25 times, innit? But then if you make a song about killing white people, you're not gonna get played.
Mhm.
Why?
True.
That's,
Why?
True.
I'll throw another curveball.
Go on.
Do you think it's strange? We've had this with football as well. Do you think it's strange how white people, when they say mixed race people, they see them as black?
I had this conversation the other day.
They never say like for instance, you're mixed race, ain't you?
Mm.
Rich? No one says, oh that white lad rich.
Yeah.
Oh, that black lad
Mm.
rich. You hear it so often.
I said to
There's
someone,
always the bit of a stutter before, is it? The black lad.
yeah, like I spoke to someone the other day. I was like,
it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
they were trying to say, yeah, but you're white, you're half white as well. I said, listen, if there was a queue of like black people and white people, what queue is going to accept me?
Mhm.
Most
That's-
likely the
yeah.
black queue, isn't it?
Not even most likely,
Yeah.
100%.
He ain't white.
Because I'm
He
yeah,
ain't white.
I'm not white.
So black people don't.
You're a person of colour.
Yeah,
Mm.
It's not.
yeah,
It's not black
yeah.
and white. You're just a person
Yeah.
of colour. That is it.
Even
That's
though,
how you.
yeah,
That's how you viewed.
I feel like crying, man, getting emotional. Out here.
Yeah.
But then if you mix race, I feel like it's how you identify yourself, innit?
Mm.
Nah,
I just
you
said
know
that I
what?
don't
There was
even.
Depends on the environment that you're in it as well,
was-
and
nah,
the
there was
people that you're
I
around.
watched. There was I think it was like a 10-minute documentary on YouTube about this actually,
Yeah.
and they were saying like how automatically by the white side of the family, you're
Yeah.
automatically different. You know what I mean?
Because you're dark.
You're yeah,
So-
because you're darker, and it's like me growing up
Yeah.
with younger white cousins. I had to deal with that question of why are you black?
Yeah, I'm
You
not.
know-
we
you know
don't
what I
look
mean?
like
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Why don't you look like us? Why are you black?
So
And then
I
you have to
that's why
explain
we
to us-
So they
identify
see you
as
as
black.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
whereas when you're with the black side of the family, you just automatically included. Colour isn't really seen.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then obviously, if it was the other way around and you were white in a black family,
Mm.
the little black kids are going to be like, why'd you look like that? Why are you a different colour? So whichever side you go to,
Mm.
it's going to be
I
different. You're
don't-
automatically grouped into that and accepted within that group.
I don't know about that, I mean, for the most part, probably right, but I don't think that is how it always is from my experience.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you
Go
know
on.
what I mean? No, I'm just saying that that's from my experience.
But how have
I
you
don't think-
like what experience you had to not feel black?
Well, you do get it more so with the olders, not so much the next generation or the next one over, so second generation.
Of
Mm.
black people, like your black family, yeah.
Which again, but at the same time, you know, it's coming back to that idea of it's denying. Why would you bring that up? Because you bring it up because I do look different. So I'm not gonna make you feel like a bad person for asking the question. Do you know what I mean? It comes back to the whole transgender thing. So I'm okay with that. You want to ask why? I'll tell you why. No problem.
Yeah, it's just understanding, isn't it? Educating and understanding.
But if you're getting teased for it, like abused for it, then that's again.
Yeah,
that's different.
That's different.
There's asking and there's abusing. But I don't know. It's just it's a strange experience for mixed race people. Don't get wrong. It's a gift. It is a gift
100%.
to be have both.
I see it as Hovies, best of both.
It is a beautiful hybrid.
Beautiful hybrid.
Good for the
I
planet.
like
Toyota will be on you.
But my view is coming back to why do I have to pick a side? Why would you make me choose a side?
Yeah.
Like first things first, I'm a human being. You're a human being. You just got a bit less or a bit more melanin than I have. So, it's your hang up, it ain't mine. Simple. If you can zone in on that and move with that, you're good.
Yeah.
And if everyone just thought like that, like I always thought, what is your problem? Why would you go after these people because they've got more melanin and their family happen to be closer to the sun, like their family happen to be, you know what I mean? So it's just strange to me, and I think that's the travelling aspect, like because you are a citizen of the world. Why?
Do you think colour in this country is a bigger issue than it is in other countries, or do you think we've actually adapted pretty well? Do you think we live in more of a multicultural society
I
than
think
a lot
in the
of
UK
societies?
it's mainly generational.
Yeah.
Some will educate themselves better, and some will not. They'll be stuck in the ways.
It's that simple, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose. I'm not saying I sympathise with them, but you imagine you've grown up all your life
Knowing
white,
one thing.
white,
Yeah.
and then the whole world is completely different now, and you can either re-educate yourself or you can be bitter at it. You can keep looking in nostalgia.
Yeah,
You used to be this way. I always still look at things and go, "Oh, I used to be better as a kid with this. I used to be better than that." So I sympathise in the way that, like,
Okay, that's what you're used to.
yeah, but
then
I
educate, understand that the world isn't like it change. Things change.
I always say, man, then when you get like the old racist people, I say like, you're gonna have black grandkids.
But then you're
destined
Did
to
you
have black
do you think the
grandkids.
Indians in America were like, look, all these white Europeans coming over now? Like,
Of course they were.
back in my day, it was just the Indians on the, you know what I mean? Like
They welcomed them in it, and then they fucked them
they got,
over.
Yeah.
they got tricked in it.
What was the question again?
Anyway, yeah.
No, hold on.
Oh, about do you think multicultural Britain is more accepting? Of
Do you think Britain's multicultural?
I
Basically,
think it's
compared to other places?
I think it's multicultural in some parts.
in cities, just the big cities.
Yeah, in
the
urban
cities.
areas.
Yeah.
I remember
It's
going
multicultural.
to Memphis as a kid, and it's just split.
Tennessee.
It's straight down the middle. It's very black, and then the white areas are white. It's just you don't get.
There's no mixing.
No,
Yeah,
you
England
can
doesn't
get
really
you can
have
get
like
to
an all
Handsworth
black
and there's,
area.
like-
It's
Yeah.
mixed, isn't it?
Yeah.
But carry on your point.
Go on,
so
oh yeah.
what I'll say is, some places are more multicultural, but I think all across the world I see the same thing. To be honest,
Yeah, it
From
happens. It's everywhere.
observation.
It's everywhere, man.
There's a color spectrum in it in every country on the planet,
Bro.
where the light's at the top and the darker you are, the closer to the bottom you are.
Bro, when we was in Thailand, we was talking to this woman where we was getting some tattoos and that, and she's a dark Thai, like she had the darker skin, but then the more north you go, you get lighter Thais, and then she's basically saying like she was saying like she's different to the Thai people because
Thais don't
they don't want to be
they're not attracted to me. They don't think
because she's dark.
But that's what I'm
But she was a
saying.
pretty
that's-
girl as well. She
But
was
like you,
really-
I was just
really
saying
pretty
like
woman as well.
on your point, it's everywhere. It's always it's everywhere. It's like just dark, like and like you said, down the lower, the darky, like you know. I'm trying to
Yeah,
fucking
like you're gonna get areas where people intermingle in it, because that's you're in close proximity of each other. Like, do you get me? I got black friends, white friends, I got Pakistani friends, I got Arab friends. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
But then, in social order, in air quotes, it's light at the top, dark at the
Dark
bottom.
at the bottom. But that's how
And
it's
that's
been.
England, America,
Yeah.
Thailand, China,
Mm-hmm.
Jamaica. It's
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Brazil.
Yeah, that's my friend who went to Hong Kong. He said the same thing. He said, you know, it's you want to be like Chinese, like they want to be light skin because if you got dark skin, it indicates that you've got a less respectable job. Like you'd be working out in the fields rather than in a business role, or do you know what I mean, a respectable thing. So, and you see that a lot, man, in the Far East. There's a lot of skin whitening. And you know,
the Far East is mad. When you go there, you see advertisements of just skin whitener and stuff, all the creams for lighten your skin.
Happens in Jamaica as well.
Oh yeah,
Bleaching
the skins and that. Yeah, it's mad. It's mad.
So why do you think it is like that? Why do you know, if this argument that we're putting forward is true, what is the reason behind that?
Just the way it's been, history's been wrote. That's how I see it. Just education.
The lighter you are, you're purveyed to be more superior, innit? That's how the structure works. If lights at the bottom, lights at the top, darks at the bottom, that would suggest that if the lighter you are, the more superior you are, innit?
Yeah.
It's like a pint of Guinness.
Oh, on that note,
have we got anything light-hearted to talk about?
Oh no, I've got something light-hearted.
Bring the tempo back up.
Yeah, 84 men a week commit suicide.
Lord.
I'm not laughing at 84 men killing like.
I brought this up to Richard. It was a little story I come across. Just why? Why do you think?
Because men keep things bottled up more.
Yeah.
They believe they have to be stronger, and then it all builds up, gets to them. Some people can't hack it.
But I've heard other views on it, to be honest. Like, me personally, I feel like I can't imagine what kind of mental space you'd be in to think, yeah, you know what,
to take your own life.
I'm done, I'm going, innit?
But you've never been in that space,
I've never been in that space, so that's what I'm saying. So
I can only imagine.
But at least you can,
being in a space and everyone's had like bad days, and
yeah.
So how bad would it have to be for you to say, fuck it? Because on a bad day, I just feel like,
and you know, a lot of suicide,
this geezer's a prick, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just
the only time
you know, a lot of people that try and commit, are about to commit suicide and they've been saved or something, or they've stopped.
Yeah.
They always say after, a lot of them do, that they're happy they were stopped because it's a moment of madness. A lot of the time, it's just a moment where people are.
I've been in that position. Not that far towards that. No,
but you've contemplated.
Contemplate. And I think for me it was a personal life issue. I think it's if you only see two roads, but both of them are bad choice. You think there's no way out. Neither way, you've got a hard decision or bad roads to go down. I think like you feel trapped. If you feel trapped, you just think, do you know what?
There's only one way out.
Yeah. Darren sat with me in my living room once, and I won't go into the personal issue, but I said to Darren, I can't see a way out of this. I just want to, You feel like you want to end it because just that's the only way out. You see,
this is deep as fuck, brother.
But it's talking. It's talking.
Communication, man.
God damn.
Could you? Let's say in a relationship issue, and you've got to do things that you don't want to do. Do you seriously think that you can talk to your other partner and go, I don't want to be with you anymore, and it's all going to go fine and dandy? That's basically and you end up in a position where you want to tell them, but you can't, and you start getting all muddled up and trapped. And there you go. I've told you the personal issue it was pretty much. Yeah.
I was just about to say.
But that's
it's just letting it all out.
But that's what it. Yeah, that's what it is. I saw it and I thought 84 men per week.
Yeah.
Per week.
You glad you didn't add to that number?
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad now. Yeah.
But then that ties into like
you panic. You panic as a man, I think. Or a woman. Do you know what? I didn't see the figures.
Yeah, we looked at the statistics. Yeah.
I saw that one.
Again, whose issue is the biggest these days? This is the thing.
Isn't there a growing number of teenagers doing it as well?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Everybody's doing it. Everybody's doing it.
What you say?
But to give like
I'm
an
just saying they're all
opposing
doing
view
it.
of what I've heard, like there's been scenarios where people have committed suicide in it and they've had kids, and I've heard people say that it's a selfish act.
Yeah. See, again, you're not in the space. I don't know. I think there's a frame of mind where if you was never in that frame of mind, you cannot. I don't think you can judge someone if you haven't been in that frame of mind.
You don't
It's
know
not
if
my
they
view,
feel.
boys.
I know it's not your view. I'm just saying on a whole. I don't
You
think
don't
people.
know if they feel like that's the better decision for their kids because of
But
the
not
way
even
they
that.
are.
I think
You don't know that. Though.
no,
You know
no.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So you don't know. All right, then me permanently removing myself from this situation will benefit them. You don't know what's going. Like Rich said, you don't know what's going through their mind. You know what I mean? It could be anything. I get you playing devil's advocate here.
But I prefer. I do wish more people just speak to someone, man. Just. I don't want to be like that fucking advert. Just speak to someone.
No,
but
it's
just
the
speak
biggest-
to
the biggest
somebody.
thing, especially as a man, is communication.
man. Not even just a man. Just speak. Just people just need to start
I'd
speaking.
definitely say more so as a man. Male pride.
I don't know, man.
100. Have you ever been in situations
Yeah,
where
because
you feel like you
sometimes
can't talk to someone?
yeah, it bottles up, innit? Like you feel like as a man, you feel like you can take
You're
on the world.
supposed to
innit?
be a man. You're supposed to be able to deal with whatever's
Yeah.
on your shoulders. That's the narrative that we've
Yeah.
been pushed from young.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
You're a man. Deal with it. How many times? All right, then you're a little kid. You might not have seen it yourself, or so you see a little kid crying, a little boy, and then someone taps him and says, "Oh, come on, man up."
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, that's another thing
Instantly.
where you can't do certain things because it makes you less masculine, innit?
It's mad.
Yeah.
Mm.
So to be masculine, you have to be
To sit there
stern,
and
you have to
talk
be
about your
strong,
feelings
You can't
isn't
be
masculine.
emotional. You can't cry.
Mm.
All these things. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you can't like. It even comes down to colours. Like that. I was just looking at that pink lamp.
Yeah.
That is not It's not masculine,
It's
is it?
not
Well, we've been
masculine,
told it's not
We've been
masculine.
told, that's what we've
Yeah.
been told. Yeah.
We're told it's not masculine.
Mm.
It's gender fluid.
It's just
Gender fluid lamp.
it's a gender fluid.
I don't identify.
That lamp does not
I
identify.
don't identify with that pink lamp.
But it's like Lewis said, innit? About all that
Yes.
man up, innit? Like,
Yeah.
you get me?
That's true. Yeah, when you said that, yeah.
Well, bottle
that's-
things
that's
up.
it. That's
And then
a
with your-
trap within a trap. When
Yeah.
you're told to probably all of us have been through it, especially in your 20s.
Yeah.
Like you feel, right, they're probably right, man. I'm not man enough. You're not man enough. But what does that mean? What does that even mean? Does it mean going, lifting X amount at the gym? Does it mean, kicking off every time someone
some
disagrees?
people,
That's
yeah,
some-
though.
yeah,
To
To
exactly.
some people, it does. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's fine. But what is? I suppose it's just again, it's what do you define as masculine to you?
Yeah.
To me now, well, I don't. Yeah, I
But
think.
I don't. But, go on, sorry.
No,
You
no,
get-
no.
You
Go
can
on.
get into that if you want to. but if you
Nah,
don't want
yeah,
to,
that's what I
you
mean.
know
Like,
what I
fuck.
No, I mean, like, and I think what you said pretty much summed it up. How I don't. You can't imagine what it's like to be in that headspace to get to that point.
Yeah.
But I mean, as men, we get down, man. I get melancholy, man. That's normal. Like sometimes I just feel shitty, man. But once you got a system, you know what you got to do to get yourself out of the funk. Then you get down to
Well,
it, man.
to be fair, like from personal perspective, like I used to think when I was younger, not even younger, growing up, I had to be a certain way to be masculine, to be viewed as masculine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I couldn't show emotion. I'm not like, you ask anyone that knows me, people think, you've got no emotion, you don't cry, you don't get upset about shit, why are you always so calm? But that's the way I've been brought up. But recently I'm realising more, right then, for me, communication is a massive thing. So I've started opening up more, probably more so this year, the first half, not even first half,
The
first
last
quarter.
2 weeks.
Nah, not even the last 2 weeks.
Well, it has
Like,
been,
well,
it has
yeah,
been.
probably.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
a bit
All right,
drastic
we'll say-
change in the
that
last
was-
2
Yeah,
years.
it's been
Telling
massive.
ya.
But it's been like, from the start of the year, it's been a kind of learning process, and I've realised, right, you keep bare shit bottled up, and it's.
That's
I
true.
think I was at one point I was actually borderline depressed, and I started blaming other people. Then I've realised more so now, my problem, I've said pride, ego, and communication. You know what I mean? Communication for me was a massive, massive thing, because I didn't feel like I can go and talk to this person and that person about the way I feel. But what I've realised this year is it's taken me to be much stronger to actually open up and go and talk to someone. So you could turn around and say, all right then, suicide or whatever. It seems the easier option than actually communicating and talking about your feelings as a man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's harder to
Food
talk
for
to.
thought.
It's harder to talk to someone.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
It's
that's
harder to say, you know what, like, I feel this way. You get me? Things ain't going the way I
Yeah,
want
yeah,
them
yeah.
to. Do you get me? I need someone to talk to. That's harder than just keeping it to yourself.
To keeping it to yourself,
I
yeah.
can deal with it in my head. I can
Yeah.
formulate a plan. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm.
So then, but I also feel like in this country, like I don't know, I can't really make that claim. That's a broad claim to say that counselling isn't that popular in it, like in compared to other places like America.
Yeah, I don't think it's that. It's not talked about as much here.
yeah.
It's
Imagine
not going to
imagine
counselling.
saying to
But
your
there's a
friends,
lot-
I'm going to counselling later on.
But there
People
is
be like,
there's loads of people that
what do you
do.
mean?
I know a load of
counselling
people.
for?
I know people personally.
But I
that-
feel like that
Yeah,
would give like a
counselling.
healthy. If you've got a problem, it gives a healthy balance because you're talking to someone in like a non-judgmental.
In non-judgmental space.
They've got no
But are they brave enough to go
And
there
they've
no
in the first
links
place?
to
They've
you.
got
Yeah.
no links to you and they've got
Yeah.
no emotional attachment to you, so they give you fair advice. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, you'd hope they do, innit?
You'd hope they-
Yeah, yeah.
although I don't like the look of this
Yeah, I
one.
know,
Can
yeah.
only hope, man.
You think they just lie to people and
It's them ones, you know, when they sit there and like you see the videos and you see them sitting there
scribbling
scribbling.
those notes.
Judgmental. Judgmental.
Playing notes and crosses, really.
Trust me,
Yeah.
Playing.
At our school, we've got a counsellor
Yeah.
every week, and there's slots for staff.
Yeah.
I can say now, teaching staff, it's full.
Yeah.
It's
Hmm.
full.
Same with the police
Yeah.
as well, and I don't know what it is about that. The public sector, maybe it's not.
I guess when you're dealing
Police
with the
probably
pub-
from oppressing all them people.
yeah,
man,
I'm
don't
gonna say like, when you're dealing
Yeah,
when you're dealing with the
some
public, you
fake
need
stuff on
a
sex or
clear
something.
headspace.
See, do you think there is an actual mental epidemic then? There's a mental health issue.
Fact is
Mental.
The numbers don't lie,
They
man.
think you-
There is
Yeah,
an
but-
epidemic.
Like they said,
But no, but then you say the
everybody.
numbers don't lie. Then I think there's a lot of people that think that where it's just a moment of sadness, and then they just because they don't understand it's just sadness, they just spiral into and then they go to the doctor and say, "Oh, I'm depressed." After a week or 2 weeks, and then they're on pills for the rest of their life, and then that's it. They're depressed for the rest of their life because they haven't been taught how to think a certain way. Just
Pills always the first thing
pills,
they do.
yeah.
And the first thing they'll prescribe is a pill called citalopram,
Oh,
and it just kills people.
you sound
It just levels them out. Straight line.
yeah.
No emotions. No
What's it called?
highs, no lows.
What's it called?
Just citalopram begins with a C.
Citalopram.
Yeah, CIT.
Come on, keep telling us about it.
It's I've seen people
it's-
take it, and it just don't get me wrong, it works. It
Does
works.
it suppress emotions?
Yeah, but they won't be sad. But they
They
they'll
won't
be
be
trapped.
happy.
They'll
You'd
be
just
trapped
be-
in like a and
Just
it-
robots in it.
What makes you
Yeah.
happy? Is it endomorphins? What is it called?
Yeah, yeah.
Endomorphin.
Serotonin is a big one. So some people that are really depressed
Yeah.
have they don't get enough serotonin. The brain don't actually
Yeah.
make that chemical.
Bananas.
So there are
serotonin.
people that do struggle, like really struggle, because there's
Yeah.
actual chemical imbalance.
Yeah.
But I think
Yeah,
there's a
yeah,
lot
yeah.
of people. I think there's more people
Yeah.
that there isn't that imbalance. They just don't. I just don't think they know how to handle things these
I
days.
feel like some people are depressed though, because some people are living in very, very stressful situations.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
don't
of
the
course.
NHS
You get what I'm
prescribe?
saying?
Mm.
But I feel like there's treatment and prevention in it.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like
But do you think people are educated enough on
I
the
don't feel like they're educated on preventative
Yeah,
medicine.
yeah,
so
yeah.
like exercise.
like a
Well,
doctor? So if
the
you go to the doctor for the first time after you've been depressed, it shouldn't be a pill. It should be a
it should
leaflet.
be a lifestyle.
Yeah,
It should be like a
well,
lifestyle.
Do this with
change.
your food.
Well, don't they prescribe you
Exercise.
2 months of body attack classes?
Yeah,
stuff
give
like-
Holistic
get-
approach,
yeah,
yeah. So
yeah.
exercise classes, exercise gonna affect your mood. Diet's gonna affect your mood.
Yeah.
The
A
amount of
nutritional
time you
plan.
sleep's gonna affect your mood.
In Scandinavia, they
and
get
they're kind of co-linked because
Mm.
how you sleep is kind of correlates with your diet. There's
Massive,
loads of things
massive.
that are gonna affect
and in
your mood.
Scandinavia they're giving people prescriptions to the gym.
Yeah, that's a good thing, no?
This makes sense,
It's
though. It just
holistic,
makes
innit?
sense, and it's scientifically proven
It's cheap
that
enough
it
to
helps.
get.
You,
Can't make money off it.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
but it's like this is again. I think there's enough information out there where people just quickly have a quick look, man. Just have a quick look.
But do you think you get to a point, you have to come to a point where you say, okay, this way of life is not working for me. I've been I've been in the shit for too long now. Do you think it has to come that point where you have to sit yourself down and say, I gotta redesign my life here? Like now, I'm trying to. See, this is why doing that mindful March thing was good, because it's got the wheels turning.
Yeah.
And now I'm on this thing now where I'm designing my life. I think happiness is fleeting, and if you understand happiness is fleeting, it's not a thing that stays on one line.
It's not constant.
No, it's fleeting, and you need to appreciate it when you got it.
Yeah.
But I think the idea should be to increase your chances of getting that fleeting happiness.
But I've seen other things as well that said there's a lot of different variables that can help. Like one is understanding the mood that you're in and accepting it. So if you feel like shit, understand that you feel like shit at a certain time
And understand why.
and accept it. Understand why and accept it. You get me? Like if you're in a bad mood, just accept that you're in a bad mood and be in a bad mood. You're not going to be happy all the time.
Yeah.
And happiness, like what you're saying, it's not a constant. It's momentarily. It's
It's momentary.
It's momentary, innit? No one's happy all the time.
And I think that's the
You
problem.
just need to learn to be
And if you are
content,
happy all
innit?
the time, there's
So
a
some
problem.
some people are probably content, but
Balance,
because
silly.
they don't feel like they're happy, they feel like they're sad. Do you
But
get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but this is the thing about sort of advertising and media, and it's because it's at our fingertips now, and that's the way things are sold to us. That everyone thinks that is the baseline. That is how your life should be. It should be happy, sunshine and
Happiness
roses
is a fake
every
idea.
minute, every day. And if I ain't got it every minute, every day, something's wrong.
But
with
it's
my
a
life.
snapshot of somebody's life.
Exactly.
It's a second of somebody's life. So stop looking at that picture and thinking that's how their life is 24/7.
You
It's
should
a
stop looking
snapshot.
at that picture and thinking that's happiness, because what is happiness? It's,
Yeah.
it's subjective, number
to you,
one.
to individuals, to yourself. Yeah.
And it passes, like I said, no one's happy all the time. I can only repeat what I just
You know,
said.
and
It comes
mhm.
and it goes.
And-
You never,
yeah.
you're gonna
No.
always be in a different
No,
mood.
no.
and how many famous
no,
people?
No, I'm not listening to anyone. I see them pictures of them motherfuckers happy. That's what I want.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, man.
What do
Yeah.
you mean? That's what you want?
That's
Is-
what I
is
want.
that
I want to
try-
be happy like that.
Yeah, I can tell because of the posts I see
trying to
that you
be-
post
are
as well.
Happy.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, he is,
Oh,
bro.
about
He is,
to
bro.
say, like,
Yeah, Flu is that guy, man.
so devil's advocate.
Flu is
Why
that
are you trying
guy.
to force that narrative that I'm that guy, fam?
He's a dickhead geezer, man.
I'm the most depressive person you fucking know.
You ain't depressive.
No, I'm lying about that too.
Oh, yeah, I was
Man's just a liar. He's just a compulsive liar.
Compulsive liar.
I was listening to Jordan Peterson. I don't know if you've heard of him.
I think you've mentioned his name before to me.
Yeah, no, he's good. What he was saying is talking about happiness and serotonin and that.
Yeah.
And he was on about how lobsters, when they fight each other, whoever loses kind of curls up into a ball, which is like how most of our body posture is now.
Yeah.
Down, serotonin's down, confidence is down, not feeling good. And the winner like, opens his body up, kind of, you know what I mean?
I like the
Opens up,
demonstration.
stands up straight, serotonin's flowing and that.
Mm.
I'm the king of the world type thing.
Yeah.
I just thought that was interesting. We're the same with, you know what I mean? How we are, we're confident and that, and we're winning our little battles. We're animals, man.
Yeah.
No,
Let's
we
start
are.
with that, man. Let's build it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a fucking animal.
Confidence is
Exactly,
displayed
man.
through your body
Without
language.
throwing
innit?
shit at other people.
Yeah.
We don't think we're animals, though, do we? I think that's what we
We
gotta.
think we're better than animals.
We gotta realize we're still animal. We still have them. We're just animals,
Mm.
but just a bit advanced. That's
Toilets.
Toilets.
and
Toilets,
beds,
beds, rooms, all those home comforts.
jobs. You know, jobs. Fucking jobs, man. What a shit. What a
we go-
shit animal,
When we
man.
going camping,
Who made
Dead
jobs?
animal, the
Fucking-
worst
I
animal
know,
on the
made
planet.
jobs
Wait,
and that.
Ricky, you
Depressed animals that commit
Trapped
suicide.
Trapped themselves, man.
Fucking blow up the
Just
world.
Prison ourselves.
Worst
Yo.
animals ever.
You're going to come camping with us? You're going to get back to your animal instincts?
Camping might be at one with nature and that.
Yeah, man.
They're in a tent that
Well,
will
we're getting a
fit
real
Ricky.
tent this time. No,
I've
get a
never
real
been
tent.
camping.
You need to come then.
Good.
Because last time we asked you, you shut it down.
Did he?
Oh, that's probably
Yeah,
like
he did.
that.
We asked him, but he shut it
Did
down.
I shoot it down?
Yeah,
though? Was that
100%.
me?
Yeah, it was you. Well, it might not have been you then, but that's why I'm asking you again.
Maybe I just sidestepped it like,
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
No, you definitely. No. Your specific words were fuck that.
Oh yeah, no, I remember this. Yeah,
they were. I
I
remember.
do remember.
I'm more open to it now.
Yeah, you should come, man.
Or log fire.
It's fun, man.
No,
It's
we got
fun.
camp.
Marshmallows.
Yeah, bro, we did
Everything
that. We
down
actually
the
did that as
guitar,
well. We
man.
had
The
marshmallows,
open fire,
melted them and that.
marshmallows.
Pork belly.
Yeah, man.
Pork
No,
belly.
pork.
See,
Ah,
that
yeah,
spicy
yeah.
pork belly was the
No,
one.
probably. What,
No,
singing
we'll bring
Kumbaya
that-
around fire?
no. We'll bring some. What would you like? Just genuine question. Like I'm not trying to be a dickhead, But like vegetarians, what would you roast on an open fire if you had the chance?
Pineapple or something.
That sounds fire. That sounds fire.
I'll just buy some like veggie burgers.
Some
And that.
plantain.
Put the veggie burgers over there. You know what I mean?
Tell you what, I was thinking about going vegetarian. Thinking about it.
Yeah.
Sell me you go to. Oh, this is gorgeous.
Question. All right then. Forgive me, you both got girlfriends, but if you was on come dine with me, what would your menu be?
Yeah, that's
For
gone salad.
This is fire. This
Salad.
is a fire topic.
See, I'm not a vegetarian even. I
Starters.
don't know what I'd do.
starters, I'd have
Go on.
for vegetarian. Yeah.
Yeah, vegetarian.
Well, see, for me, I'll just make it for me basically. So I'd have like
Worst.
breaded halloumi, like breaded halloumi stuff, like fries, breaded halloumi fries for a starter, for a nice little dip. I don't know what type of dip, but I'll have that with a nice dip.
Well, like a salsa.
Sweet chili
Like a
and salsa.
Sweet chili.
Sweet chili, yeah. I have a nice little
That
sweet
sounds
chili,
fire.
and then for my main, it goes totally different. And I've been making loads since Ricky sent me this this.
We're stealing Ricky's recipes already.
Nah, it's a
Can't answer the question then, can I? Oh no.
nah, it's a coconut curry, man. Like it's coconut, chickpeas, and sweet potato.
Spinach.
Oh, and spinach.
Fire.
And I cannot.
Fire, fam.
Do you ever keep the kitchen door closed and that? We're taking the meals out and you shoot to Ricky in the kitchen sweating and that over a big pan and that.
Ricky's sweating over the fire and that. But like, Ricky, do that, man. Ricky, get it done quick.
Please, chef's bandana.
Yeah, got a bandana. Then I come back out all calm. This is what I made earlier.
So what would your dessert be?
Dessert.
Desserts are easy.
I just like make a I had some nice coconut type of ice cream. It wasn't ice cream though. It wasn't like made of milk. I can't remember what it was, man. But it was a similar thing, man. I can't remember where I had it. I think I had it at ZZ's or something. It was a nice iced cream type of thing, man. It was a vegan thing as well.
So you got it from a restaurant. You haven't made it.
Nah.
Doesn't count.
Yeah, but I'll try and find that recipe.
count.
Shut the fuck up, Lewis, man.
Rick, let's go to you, fam.
Oh, I don't know. He already
The
said
way
what I'd
Yeah,
make,
but-
so it's dead, innit?
Well, both. That's our meal at the
Yeah,
moment.
that's
Both
my-
love that meal at the
Yeah, it's
moment.
fire
So
stuff.
Oh, so what would you do for dessert then, Ricky?
Ice cream
yeah, ice cream.
Vanilla
Can't
with a
beat it.
flake.
Yes, baby.
That's
There you
food
go.
porn, that is.
Huh?
That's food porn.
Yeah, mates want to go get KFC right
Not me though. Bare milk and ice cream. I'd have
Yeah.
I don't even know. Apple crumble. Winning.
Oh,
Fire.
nice little apple. All warm inside, isn't it?
Look at this guy.
Dip a little finger in there
American
first,
pie, man.
just to feel how warm it is.
Richard get caught with his pants down and that on top of the pie on the oven.
Oh, sorry, lads.
Oh, you filming?
Stop filming me. But why you carrying on?
I'll be out in a minute.
Just stop.
You stop. I ain't stopping. No, you stop.
So what's that? Episode 3? Yeah. All right. Calm.
Yo.
Alright.
Sorry, we went a bit over this episode.
A bit.
Good
I want to
conversation.
apologise to no one really because my views are my own.
Yeah, fuck you all.
So fuck you.
I'm only joking. Follow us at
And if I want to say girls, I say girls.
Follow us on Instagram. TII podcast.
I say women. I say women.
Follow.
TIIP podcast.
And the website's going to drop soon as well. So.
Website's
TIIP.
coming.
What? TIIP podcast.
Right. No, slow down. You're confusing everybody.
TII podcast. So TII podcast, but all together.
And comment on Facebook as well because we read them all, man. We read all
Yeah,
the
motherfuckers
comments. and
comment,
we
man.
want you
And
to
we reply
comment
as well.
just
Stop
like-
us liking
And
shit,
share
man.
that shit.
Fucking hell.
What the fuck?
Share
Am I
it,
your friend
like
or
it,
not? This is,
comment.
what the fuck?
Interact.
Some people know me, they're not even sharing shit. They listen and go, yo, that was good, that was.
Just
But
like
Listen,
it.
share it, then. Share
That's
it.
me, man. I'm
Hey,
on
fucking
my lazy
support me,
social
man.
media.